2
months to the legislative elections in Senegal, the opposition has formed a coalition dubbed Mankoo Taxawu Senegaal, with former President Abdoulaye Wade as the brainchild of the initiative.
Sous la houlette de l'ancien président Abdoulaye Wade, elle entend redresser le Sénégal.
The coalition says they want to fix the country by ameliorating the living conditions of the population, promoting good governance, especially in oil and gas proceeds, as well as reinforcing democracy in the country. This coalition comes after the imprisonment of Dakar's Mayor Khalifa Sall after he was found guilty of siphoning funds.
Sall, who is still in detention, ran the city of Dakar since 2009 and had been seen as a possible presidential candidate and a threat to President Macky Sall, a factor that also intensified further the formation of this coalition movement. His arrest led to a protest held in April in Dakar led by the Y'en a Marre group to protest against President Macky Sall and call for the release of political opponents. The coalition has brought together the country's key opposition figures. For example, in April, former leader Abdoulaye Wade invited several leaders, including Malik Gakou of the Grand Parti in Mecca and also Idriss Seck. So with this coalition put in place, should President Macky Sall be worried? To answer this question, we are now joined by Mamles Kamara, a political analyst joining us from Dakar, Senegal. Thank you for joining us today on the Morning Call, sir. What does the formation of this coalition mean?
Listen. This coalition is the continuation of a habit in Senegalese politics, where parties which have differences in ideology decide to come together to push for the departure of a head of state. They did it with Diouf. They did it against Wade. And now I think that Macky Sall has reasons to worry. It is not a coincidence that he has convened a special meeting of his political party to strategize on a response to this opposition, composed of political parties which were in coalition with the party in power supporting President Macky Sall. And just of a sudden, probably after a long time of consultation, they decided to make the announcement that 10 political parties have come together to form a coalition. These are no small political parties, especially when we take a look at the role played by the representatives of the parties in Senegal's political landscape.
And why is former President Abdoulaye Wade very involved with this coalition movement?
When you analyze the various parties in this coalition, you will discover that out of the dozen parties, at least 8 are led by people who have at one point worked under President Wade during the past 12 years when he was in power. Or these are people who directed institutions. Examples of these personalities are the former president of the former Speaker of the Senate, former Speaker of the National Assembly, and former Mayor of Dakar, like Pape Diouf, who had little issues with President Wade, but which have been arranged. Therefore, those men in the coalition should not be minimized. We are bothered now about how far they can go, and their performance could be judged in 3 months from now.
And on the side of the ruling party, is there a need for them to replay their cards when we know very well the president is being criticized on all sides?
Le président Macky Sall, comme la presse l'a dit,
as the press has said, President Macky Sall has issues within his party. His party is not well organized and has not been well implanted in Senegal. It is a party that is still getting the necessary maturity, and the president recognizes that this party is still under construction. The reorganization is taking a lot of time. The chairman of the parliamentary group of Macky Sall's party in the National Assembly is now in a public dispute with the president's brother, who is a mayor of one of the important towns in Senegal.
En dispute publique avec le frère du président, qui se trouve être le maire de l'une des plus importantes banlieues du Sénégal.
We understand very well that the party is still under construction. There is a problem with hierarchy. There is a problem of order. And finally, a problem with the consistency of the party in the face of opponents who understand the party of the president. The Republican alliance is not yet fully established, and the opponents have chosen this moment to attack so as to speak. This has been done to the general surprise of many. And let me say here that the surprising composition of this alliance is likely going to be a serious threat to President Macky Sall.
And the last question, Mamles Kamara. We have the legislative elections coming up, so should we expect a disputed legislative elections?
I think that this is going to be very interesting. Normally, when states elect a head of state, they also seek to elect members of parliament who can support the head of state's vision. But parliament has not really been on point. It has not been very powerful, and it has been heavily criticized from all angles. The parliament does not seem to be cherished by the public, which is contrary to the tradition. Whereas till now, it is the elected president of the republic who usually asks voters to give him the means to govern.
Alors que jusqu'ici, c'est le président de la République élu qui demandait aux électeurs de lui donner les moyens de gouverner une fois qu'ils l'ont porté à la tête de l'État.